And now I have someone who is brand new to the world of Evangelion. Who are you, young lady?
My name's Trina.
I'm Trina Nishimura. I play Mari in the show. It's very, very, very exciting to be a part of this, and I'm just honored to be here.
Well, you're pretty awesome as Mari. And this would be like the first big new character to the Evangelion franchise. What was it like playing? Or did you have fun? What do you think of Mari?
It was definitely a little daunting because everybody knows what sort of how big this show is or this title is and how important it is to stay true to what the Japanese did. And so during the audition process, I'd be lying if I said that I thought I had any sort of shot at it. It was, I mean, you brought in so many girls, and everybody knew that it was the only new role, so everyone was fighting for it. I was like, oh, I'll go in and audition and go home. But no, I was really excited to get it, and Mari is such an awesome character to play. She has so many different like layers and things that you don't know about, but you kind of know about, and so it was definitely a challenge, but completely worth it.
Cool. Well, that's one thing that is known about here is that there's not much known about it, which makes it kind of fun to shape on our end, because we can't go too far off in any direction. We obviously have to, stay true to what was originally done, and we also have to give her life in this language as well.
You can't see this, but I'm nodding in agreement as Mike talks. I'm just nodding, like, yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was going to say. But now you said it, so I'll just nod. But
nodding's good.
I like to nod.
Nodding sounds so good in an audio commentary.
Like everyone can see my nodding.
Now, speaking of the original Japanese performance, the seiyuu for Mari was Miss Maya Sakamoto, who I've met and is pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Kind of amazing is what you meant to say.
Now, how did you feel, especially knowing that there was some singing involved with this? How did you feel about approaching something like that with Maya Sakamoto being on the other end of the character?
It's one thing to go in and be like, oh, there's a song. Like, oh, okay, cool, there's a song. And I think when you told me about it, you said, oh, it's like Itsy Bitsy Spider. It's really easy, no problem. I was like, cool. And so then when I actually heard the dub, it was like being shot in the face.
Oh, the sub?
Yeah, sorry, the sub.
It's all good, yeah.
It was a lot. It was a lot. I mean, she's amazing, and even her version of a childlike song that is just like for fun and giggles is kind of daunting. I think we spent like an hour.
Well, yeah, I wanted to make sure it's nice and tight.
Yeah.
I also intimidated you by playing the Wolf's Rain theme, which I think is amazing.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful, beautiful. So you're like, oh yeah, it's this girl. She's really good. Here, listen to this song. And I was like, where's Brina? If Brina was here,
Well, luckily, like I said, it is kind of like an Itsy Bitsy Spider type song. It's just a little something to pepper up if she's getting ready to go fight some angel. But
right, it's an Itsy Bitsy Spider song sung by one of the most famous pop singers in the country. But yeah, it's whatever. Like, come on, I totally. I was completely nervous and really just happy to have such a great team here at Funimation to help me out and stand behind me, like
rockin'.
Miss Palencia and you and Kenneth out in the booth.
He's rocking it right now, recording this.
What up, Kenneth? Third wall destroyed. Wait. No, but I if it wasn't for your direction, then I'm not sucking up because I already have the role. But if it wasn't,
you don't have to. I've already paid you and everything.
If it wasn't for you and Kenneth and Brina, there's no way I could have even sounded halfway okay.
You're very kind, and you did a wonderful job.
Aw, thanks. Thanks, guys.
Now, for those who may not be familiar with the wonderful job that you can do, what are some of the other roles that you've played in the world of anime?
In the world of anime.
I know one specifically because I directed you on it, and that was your awesome performance as Lanfan in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah, I'm kind of a big deal. I don't know if you know, but huge deal. I'm famous.
I'm kind of a big deal.
I'm kind of a big deal.
I think I've seen it on a T-shirt somewhere before.
I think it's in the movie. Anyways, yeah. So there is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, when I played Lan Fan. It's definitely one of my bigger titles that everybody knows and really likes. So I'm pretty happy with that. Luckily, as you said, I had an amazing director for that one too.
That guy's pretty good.
Yeah, he's
from what
all right.
I understand.
He's all right.
I don't know. He's okay.
I've been working with Funimation for like 7 years now. So I've done several different titles, most of which I just begged for. Mostly just begged. So there was School Rumble with Miss Valencia. It was one of her first directing gigs. I played Akira. There was also Casher and Sins. That one's more recent. Luna.
Creepy Luna.
Creepy Luna. Everybody likes Creepy Luna. Witchblade with Bevins. I played Shiori. And then El Cazador de la Bruja. I played Nadia. There was Claymore. I was a couple people in Claymore, Flora and Sophia. I was also, I've been in...
You're in Strike Witches.
I'm in Strike Witches. I'm
Francesco Lucchini, Romana Regia, Aeronautica pilot.
Scott said I could have the role if I could just say it through once.
That's a lot of names.
It's a lot of names for one tiny girl. But so I'm really excited about that show. That's a really cute show. And then a few others. I'm famous. You can feel free to Google me. Just ask me first. Maybe buy me a drink before you Google, okay?
Your sense of humor is awesome.
I don't know.
I'm so fucking infamous. Now, being that you have a nice little array of characters there, how do you approach each one? What, for instance, makes Mari different than Lan Fan or Luna or anyone like that? How do you approach these roles?
Yeah, totally. When you go into the booth or when you go into any sort of acting situation, there are different sort of ways that you can, there are different techniques and things like that. Personally, I can't remember what the actual term is, and you'll probably remember, and I'll feel like an idiot. Can I say idiot?
You can totally say idiot.
Okay, I was like,
it's very safe.
I know. Okay.
You said shithead in the dub, so I think you can say idiot.
All right, idiot. I feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
But when you go in to the booth, voice acting especially, like the director gives you, some pointers and a little reminder and plays back your audition and things after you've gotten the role. And I think for me, it's just easier to pretend and completely immerse yourself in that world. I turn off the lights in the booth a lot of the time just because it's easier to
do that, yeah.
Yeah, it's easier to focus on where you are in this world rather than where you are in a sound booth. And I like to pretend that I am there and I am that person, and everything that has happened to that person has happened to me, and I'm going through all of those things myself. And so it's a lot easier for me to put myself into that character if I'm physically, mentally and emotionally there, and that a lot of that has to do with immersion for me. So I try to do that as much as possible. Like with the fight scenes, some of the most intense fight scenes I've ever done were for this movie, and Mike and I were recording them. And it's different because in acting in general, like if you're on the stage or if you're in front of the camera or something like that, then you do the full scene. You have like a 2-minute scene or a 5-minute scene or a 15-minute scene, and you do the full scene. And so you go through the range of emotions from if it's a fight scene, so you're calm, and then you get worked up, and then you have the fight, and then it's over.
Yeah, there's like a build and there's an arc to it. Yeah.
And you're done. You do it. You do that scene as many times as you need to, but you do the whole thing. And then with this show and with the fight scenes that we did, there was so much and we cut it up so much because the yelling was so intense, and because I did have to do certain things. But there was, when you're doing it and you're doing all these takes of one yell or 2 yells or this impact or this hit or whatever, and you're immersing yourself in this character. You're standing there in the dark in the booth with these headphones in front of a microphone, looking at this thing and pretending like you are this person in this machine, about to defend and fight to the death if need be. And so it's you have 5 seconds of oh my gosh, the world is gonna end and I'm really freaked out. Okay, we're done. And break, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, I'm really freaked out and the world is gonna end. And we're done. Break. 2, 3, and it's like
your body's in constant shock.
Constant shock, and so by the end of it, you're exhausted. I think at the end of that opening scene, at the end of that fight scene, I did just collapse afterwards. I was like, okay.
I think I opened up the booth. You're like, hey, could it be time for a break?
Yeah,
I might need a little break.
I might need a little break.
I think we're done here.
I think I'm done for the week.
You're like, yeah, it was really great, Trina. I was like, awesome, and then fell to the floor. You bent over, pat me on the back. You're like, good job, honey. I'm good.
I'm good.
It was awful.
Now, with what little of the story you've seen, because you haven't seen the completed movie of this yet, you've only seen the parts that you've done. With the fighting and stuff that you've done and the conversations you've had with the other characters and stuff like that, what's something maybe you'd like to see Mari do in the future in the upcoming films?
I want to see what her, like, because she has all of these weird cryptic things that she says. Like, when she just destroyed Ava Unit 5 for the good of the world. And she's, like, standing on that buoy thing, like, in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
And she's, like, she hints at something, like, using the adults for her own devices. So it's like, is that because, what does that mean? And where's that going? So I wonder about that a lot.
Well, yeah, and she speaks, at least 2 languages.
Right.
And she doesn't seem to check in with a lot of people. She checks in with,
like one person, right?
When she parachuted in, that was the only time she even, really addressed another person as being in charge of her.
Right. I like it when they're like, what is she doing? Why is she doing that? And she's like, yeah, this is what we're going to do. Like, I love that about her. I love how, like, hardcore she is and how she I don't think she really cares. And so it's like, well, I mean, she's not that old, so she has to have some sort of, something's happened or something has happened.
And obviously she cares about something. It's that she doesn't care about anything. It was just, it's what is it that she cares about and we're uncertain of yet.
Right.
We're not sure who she's necessarily aligned with. And she's not the trustworthiest of folks, but she sure is fun.
Yeah, and hardcore. I love that about her. I love how hardcore she is and how she, like, steals one. Like, she's just like, yeah, I'm taking this and the suit fits and we're going. So I like that part. I like how, I think I would like to see what her motivations are eventually.
Well, hopefully we'll find out in some future films.
Yay, future films.
Do you have anything to say to the Evangelion fans out there?
Thank you so much for supporting this wonderful show. I feel really, really lucky to be a part of it, and I look forward to seeing more of it and meeting all of you.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming by.
Thank you.